Howdy, everybody. I kind of wanted to do a couple videos today, and unfortunately, I'm running around taking care of my mom, and a lot. Trust me, I've wanted to do a lot of fishing videos, and every day I seem like I get a game plan where I can do something outdoors, and there's another obligation where I have to take care of a family member. So I'm going to tell you what transpired today, which was started off a little shaky, then got better, and then my day just like went downhill real quick. Um, so I went to the uh, attorney this morning. We had an appointment at 10 a.m. to discuss my mom's current will that was it was pretty old, probably over 20 years old, and it there's some things that it needed to be reviewed first of all, just due to the age of the document, and because my sibling is on the other coast of Florida, he's not much help being able to pay bills daily or weekly for my mother because he lives so far away. Figures, man. Every time I come out here to do a video, now there's a guy out here like drilling or cutting wood or I don't know what the hell's going on, but anyway, so we get there early, and I'm always punctual like that. And, oh, great. Hold on one second. All right, I'm going to try and expedite this as quickly as possible. You might hear some noise in the back. There's a guy across the street with a bunch of trees or some crap in his pickup. He's cutting with some type of saw, electric saw or something. And then I heard off in the distance the sirens are going off, which is a storm warning. So anyway, so we get to the attorney, and the lady looked like she was, going to be. I never met her before in my life. Looked like she was going to be a nice lady, but attorneys, how they can be sometimes. So she starts asking my mom some questions, which I knew was going to happen. She's trying to evaluate my mom's mental. Hear the saw going? Yeah, thanks. Trying to evaluate my mom's mental aptitude and cognitive skills. So she's asking my mom some questions like, how much money do you have in your checking account, whatever. And my mom's getting like, it doesn't take a whole lot to stress her out, or because her memory's shot. So I already know what's in her checking account. So she throws out a number which was off by like 12K on the high side. But so then she's asking a couple more. So then I asked the lady, meanwhile, the whole time, out of respect to everybody involved, I had, one of those cheap face masks on, and just to play the role, you know what I mean? So I asked her, I tried to comment on something. She turned and gave me like this nasty look, like she was Satan reincarnated or something like that. Like, and so I, say, hey, you don't want me to comment, just let me know. And then, so she's trying to go directly with my mom, which, I was fine, but kind of ticked me off. Just her approach wasn't the greatest. And she was just trying to give her all the facts as much as possible. I understand she's trying to evaluate my mom. No problem with that. Oh, this guy with the saw is killing me here. Every time I come out here to do a video, something's crazy going on. So, so we're talking, and then she's looking at some things, and she found the old document. My mom apparently had a trust set up like a bazillion years ago, but there was nothing in the trust. I honestly don't even know how that stuff works. But so she started asking her questions. Is the house paid for? All that stuff. So a lot of the questions were yes, and my mom didn't have all the answers, and So the lady went back, did some research, pulled like some documents for the deed or whatever, whatever it is. And so she came back. So she made all these really good suggestions. So things are starting to progress in the right direction, which I was starting to feel better about. And oh my God, this guy in the background's killing me. So everything's, so everything's now at this point we've reached at least an acceptable stage of performance, and I guess the lady felt comfortable with everything. So she gave my mom some different options on how to do the power of attorney. You could put it in this thing. You could do. There was like 3 options. So, uh, there's going to be like a dual power of attorney, but either one of us can sign and pay for the bills. I'm cool with that. So everything's going to be ready on. It's a holiday weekend this weekend, so everything's going to be prepared for her to sign on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And hopefully everything goes okay. She understands everything. I'm sure everything's going to be read to her, so I'm sure it's going to be a good hour. And I'm sure, the time we spent today, plus redoing the entire will, I'm sure it's not going to be a cheap expense, but it's going to be a worthwhile expense. Uh, just what she noticed today, the attorney, basically said by doing what she's going to do, it's going to save everybody probably like a couple grand, and after death happens. So then I'm still trying to track down why my mom no longer has medical insurance. So I talked to her previous primary care physician. I didn't talk to the physician, but some people that work at the office, and so they were going to have some documents ready for us to pick. I couldn't pick them up because of HIPAA. My mom came with me. They gave them to me anyway, but because I knew she was there, which is cool. Everything's cool. So I'm trying to eliminate. Like, I got to do an investigation now. My mom has no idea what who her healthcare provider is right now. Doesn't remember anything. So she was on a PPO. Now she's on an HMO, and HMO I guess is like subpar care. I don't know. It's the way I understand it. So we don't even know who the HMO is through. But I told her, before we left the house that what we were going to do today. Then when we left the attorney's office, I said, and the doctor's office was less than a mile away. I said, we're gonna go to Doctor Baseman's office and pick up some paperwork. She's like, okay, thank you. Then like 15 seconds later, where are we going? And I said, we're going to Dr. Baseman's office to pick up paperwork. Okay, thank you. So we get there, and because her heart's barely working, so it takes her a long time to walk anywhere. Looks like she has emphysema. She doesn't smoke or anything like that. Just has a weak heart. So we go in there, get the paperwork, and all that's going on. So then, I finally get her home, and then I go out and shop for her. I get her home first, just so she can chill out in the air conditioner and relax. Then I go out and grocery shop for her. No problem. Everything's good. Then when I finally get home, like, mind you, I didn't get home until probably 12:30 this afternoon. And then I'm just trying to just decompress. And then I get talking to her husband's daughter. She's been kind of in the loop, and plus she sent an email about one of the accounts that needs to be closed out with a lot of detail, and everything was good. So I talked to her. I'm just trying to make sure I understand because there was a couple things in there that was typed out that I wasn't 100% certain on. So we get talking. So we just get a long talk, and then the way everything's set up right now with the estate is the house, the car, and any of the finances are going between my brother and myself, 50-50. After all, health care, whatever involved. So, so when I get talking to the stepsister, she we've never really known each other our entire lives. I just knew of her. That was pretty much it. Recently, we started talking. I don't know any of her brothers. She has two brothers, and she's the lone sister. So we get talking, and um, this is where it gets really confusing, and like my head's about to explode. Talking about the house. So she mentions that her dad had promised her and her siblings the house. So I'm like, oh man, it's like what? I'm not denying that. I mean, that could have been. I mean, he passed away first. My mom's going to be next. I don't know, but I'm like, so my mom's mental cognitive skills are like Joe Biden right now. They're not too good. So I there was some other things discussed. I'm not going to bring all that dirty laundry onto the thing, but so basically, I'm like, so she's telling me that. So I asked her, so you have two brothers, and it's you, and then she's telling me all that. So I kind of I have an idea what the house is worth, have an idea what assets are there, and things of that nature. So I don't like doing this, but you kind of have to prepare, unfortunately. So then now she's talking like basic. She didn't really say it like this, but suggested that they get 60% of everything that's not in writing. And I'm not trying to be pissy with anybody. And there's another, basically, just picture all the assets divided by 5. I guess is the proper way to do it. So, which was totally different than everything that's in writing. I didn't manipulate anything. I was like, this is what it's been for over 20 years. And I don't know what, I don't know. I guess my mom's husband lost all his assets because for 6 years he was under medical care, like in like a assisted living, nursing home, whatever you want to call it. And so pretty much depleted all the funds that he had. I guess he had to turn over all that for all of his expenses to be paid through Medicare, Medicaid, however that works. But so now, today started off like this, went like this, and then went like this. So and then my mom many years ago bought a condo in Miami. And she bought this condo for the purpose of letting my brother live in there or whatever. So that's always been I don't want to call it a shady topic, but a sore topic, I guess the proper term. My brother's always been the favorite brother. I mean, that's like hands down, that's a given. Everybody that has been around the family knows that. So he's lived, I think she bought the house in around the mid 90s. Don't quote me on the condo there. And my brother lived there for a long time. There's been some discrepancy. Like, I know for many years my mom did pay for the mortgage or whatever you want to call that, and then like he paid a small portion. Basically he ended up getting the condo, whatever, and recently just sold this condo for, rumor has it, $280,000 a couple months ago, and he went and purchased like a double wide somewhere or whatever. So talking to the stepsister, she has more insight to this. With like, I stay out of my brother's life. I don't want any part of that, and so I'm just trying to get all the facts. Like, if I'm going to be the primary power of attorney that's closest, I'm just trying to make all the right decisions for everybody involved. I will tell you, like, of all 5 people involved, G Money's like the poorest. Like, he just above poverty level. But I'm not trying to be greedy, just trying to be realistic and do the right thing for everybody involved. So, so now I got 3 people that I barely know that want a piece of the pie. So I'm like, man, I don't like nothing. So I'm trying to ask my mom questions. She gets all defensive. She gets, I don't know if I can say pissy, upset. So, man, it's like now it's turned into a big storm. You know what kind of storm I'm thinking about. But now we made progress. It's like the carrot. Remember I talked to you about the carrot moving? Carrot got closer and the carrot moves away. Carrot got closer. Carrot moves away. It's like now, like, I'm like, oh my god. So I mean, like, we're talking about a sizable amount of money, unless she goes into a home for 3 years or something like that. Then, like, a lot of the assets will go away. But 88 about to turn 89, and it's an ugly situation. I'm trying to do the best, keep her alive and happy, and um, make sure there's preparations in life. Unfortunately, that's something you got to do. I know she's had on her dining room table for probably 6 months to a year all her funeral preparations, and uh, she said it's right there when you need it. And then, she's told me that a bunch of times. I've never really looked at it. I'm not sure if it's cremation or funeral. I have a feeling it's cremation. I don't know. That's just my gut instinct. So there's a lot of expenses that need to be incurred, obviously. Then there was this other account that I got an email on was for my mom's husband. He had an account. So the stepdaughter, she pretty much wants the funds from that account, which I have no problem. It's less than $3,000 because she paid for my mom's trip to Philadelphia, paid for attorney fees. She paid for all the catering. They had this big catering event for the celebration of life. So there's just a lot of nonsense involved. I shouldn't even call it nonsense, but it gets deep. So, like, everything with that, I have no problem with that going there. My mom just needs to realize, just send that money, and so we're going to be closing that account probably on Tuesday after we leave the attorney. So I'm just trying to give everybody an update. I didn't really do a video. It's not the video I wanted to do today. I wanted to go fishing tomorrow. Now my mom needs more assistance in the morning I got to go pick up more death certificates and all that kind of fun stuff, so I won't be outdoors. Then I'm trying to prepare to sell this weekend. I know Saturday looks pretty conducive. I have no idea on Sunday or Monday. Monday is a holiday. Anyway, it's just ramblings from G Money. Sorry, folks. Just trying to put out content and just be honest and transparent with my life. Peace out, folks, and always know your legal limits.